Is your life running on autopilot? You know, the same alarm, the same commute, same task, same shows, and then that same old feeling of meh as your head hits the pillow at night, only to wake up and do it all over again, day after day, week after week. It can feel like you're an actor in a play where the script never changes, stuck in a loop of predictability, a hamster wheel that keeps on spinning. You dream of escape, right? Of adventure, of something more. But the idea of packing your bags and disappearing to a remote island, that feels like a total fantasy, completely out of reach of your current reality. Trust me, you're not alone in this. Millions of people feel this way, caught in that undertow of monotony, as if their lives are painted in shades of gray. But what if I told you that the grand escape you're dreaming of isn't about changing your location, but about changing your perception? Welcome to Waves of Change. This is my journey of retiring, relocating, and writing what peace means for me. Because you're never too late, and your peace is never too far. Did you know that chronic boredom and a monotonous routine can actually dull your mind? Like an unused muscle slowly weakening and bump up your risk for things like anxiety and even mild depression. It's true. Our brains are wired for novelty. They actually crave new experiences to thrive, much like plants crave sunlight. Denying this fundamental need is like trying to live in a world without color. Pretty bleak, right? But here's the good news, the really transformative news. You don't need a lottery win or a sabbatical to really reignite your spark. The key to unlocking a life vibrant with adventure is already inside of you, waiting to be discovered. Not in some far-off land, but right here, right now. Let's be honest. The feeling of being stuck, of life being a bit bland, like a meal without seasoning, it's incredibly common. You wake up and the day feels like a rerun. The commute's the same, the work tasks are familiar, and even your downtime might fall into a predictable pattern. Maybe you find yourself scrolling endlessly, just searching for a flicker of excitement. Any momentary distraction from the gentle hum of a life that feels a little bit too managed. This isn't a failing on your part. It's often just a byproduct of modern life, of routines designed for efficiency that can, without us even noticing it, drain the vibrancy from our days like a slow leak in a very colorful balloon. We build these routines, these comfort zones for good reasons. They give us stability, predictability, and a sense of control. There's a certain safety in knowing what comes next. But here's the catch. That very predictability that once felt comforting can slowly turn into a cage, a gilded cage, but a cage nonetheless. Life becomes less about truly living and more about just existing. You might feel this persistent restlessness, a quiet yearning for something you can't quite name. Perhaps you see others embarking on grand adventures and feel a pang of envy. Or that little voice says, "That's not for me. I have responsibilities." This rut isn't just a feeling. It has real consequences. Monotony can lead to a decreased sense of motivation, can squash creativity like a delicate flower underfoot, and just leave you with a general feeling of dissatisfaction. It's like your inner explorer, that part of you that craves discovery and newness, has been put on mute. You might feel tired even after a full night's sleep, or find it hard to get excited about things that used to bring you joy. This is the subtle, creeping nature of a life lived too much on repeat. You're not necessarily unhappy, but you're not truly lit up either, are you? It's that beige existence. And you, my friend, We're made to live life in full technicolor. That same old might feel safe, but it definitely comes at the cost of truly feeling alive. Living in a state of prolonged monotony isn't just about missing out on a bit of fun. It digs way deeper, affecting our overall well-being in ways we might not even realize, like unseen roots slowly cracking the foundation of our vitality. Think about it. When every day feels the same, when there's no spark of novelty or challenge, our brains can shift into a kind of low-power mode. And that's not just a metaphor. Research actually suggests that a lack of new experiences can impact our cognitive functions. Our creativity can dwindle because we're not feeding our minds fresh perspectives or new problems to solve. Like a garden unwatered. Our ability to learn and adapt can slow down because we're simply not exercising those mental muscles. The psychological impact can be pretty significant too. Feelings of boredom and stagnation, if they're left unchecked, can contribute to stress, anxiety, and even symptoms of depression. It's as if our spirit, starved of the stimulation it needs, just begins to wither, like a vibrant flag fading in the constant, unvarying sun. We might find ourselves more irritable, less patient, or with a shorter fuse than usual. The world that once seemed full of possibilities can start to feel smaller, more restrictive. That initial comfort of routine can actually become a source of frustration and weariness. What's more, this lack of engagement can spill over into our relationships and our sense of self. When we're not feeling vibrant and engaged with life, it's harder to bring our best selves to our interactions with others. We might withdraw, feeling like we have little to offer, or that others wouldn't get this internal sense of blah. Our self-esteem can take a hit as we start to question our purpose and our path. Am I just going through the motions? Is this all there is? These are heavy questions that can bubble up from the quiet desperation of a life that feels uninspired. Chronic boredom really can dull your mind and even push you towards unhealthy coping mechanisms. The enthusiasm and zest for life, that can get seriously worn down by the daily grind, like a favorite song played so many times that it loses its magic. The truth is, avoiding novelty and adventure, even the small, everyday kind, comes at a cost. It's the cost of missed opportunities for growth, for joy, for connection, for discovering hidden talents and passions. It's the cost of not fully experiencing the richness and variety that life, even when it's disguised as ordinary, has to offer. You're not just missing out on excitement. You might be inadvertently dimming your own light and holding back your potential for a truly fulfilling existence. That feeling of being stuck, it isn't just in your head. It can become a genuine barrier to your well-being and overall life satisfaction. But here's where the story changes. This is where you reclaim the pen and start writing a brand new chapter. The solution isn't to tear down your current life, abandon all your responsibilities, or wait for some magical external circumstance to whisk you away to a more exciting reality. Nope. The real solution, the sustainable and truly empowering solution, is already within you. As a recreation therapist and a mind-body medicine practitioner, I've seen firsthand the incredible power of shifting mindset to transform lives. I remember a time years before Mauritius was even a whisper of a plan where I felt utterly bogged down by my own routine. I'm telling y'all. I was passionate about helping others find joy, yet my own days felt like a predictable march. One Monday, though, feeling particularly mad, I decided to challenge myself. because this wasn't going to get the best of me. For 1 month, I do one tiny thing differently each day. It started ridiculously small, taking a different, longer route to work. That first day, I discovered this little hidden park I never knew was there, just 2 blocks from my usual path. It was a tiny discovery, but it sent a jolt of excitement through me. I was happy. The next day, I tried a new sandwich at my usual lunch spot instead of my old regular BLT. Then I swapped out my evening news for a sitcom. It sounds trivial, right? I know, but those small shifts, those tiny acts of exploring my everyday world, began to stack up. My days started to feel less like a rerun and more like a series of many discoveries. That's when it truly clicked for me. The adventure isn't out there waiting for a grand plan. It's right here. And how we choose to engage with our right now. And now, as I'm joyfully counting down my own big adventure, retiring to the beautiful island of Mauritius in almost 3 years, maybe less, I'm making every single day leading up to it an adventure in itself because of the experiences like that. It's all about cultivating an adventure mindset. So what exactly is an adventure mindset? It's a way of thinking, a lens through which you view your world that has the power to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. It means approaching your daily life, your routines, your challenges, even your setbacks with a spirit of curiosity, courage, and a willingness to embrace the unknown, however small that unknown may be. It's about recognizing that adventure isn't just about climbing mountains or exploring uncharted territories. Adventure can be found in trying a new recipe, taking a different route to work, striking up a conversation with a stranger, or learning a new, seemingly small skill. It's like realizing your backyard holds as many wonders as a national park, if only you look close enough. This isn't about pretending your mundane tasks are suddenly going to be thrilling, because some of them aren't. It's about consciously choosing to inject elements of novelty, exploration, and even playfulness into the fabric of your current life. It's about shifting from being a passive recipient of your daily routine to an active participant and explorer of your own life. Think of it like going from being a passenger on a preset train journey to being a driver of an all-terrain vehicle, able to choose your own path. When we encounter something new, our brain releases dopamine, that awesome feel-good chemical linked to motivation and pleasure. This process not only makes us feel more alive, but it also helps us learn and grow. Adopting an adventure mindset is like giving yourself permission to see the world with fresh eyes every single day. It's understanding that every moment, no matter how routine it might seem, holds the potential for discovery. It's about saying yes more often to new experiences, even if they feel a little outside of your comfort zone. Because it's in those moments of stepping into the slightly unfamiliar that we stretch, we grow, and we rediscover our innate capacity for wonder and excitement. Y'all, I'm telling you, this mindset isn't an escape for reality. It's a deeper engagement with reality. It's about finding micro adventures hidden in plain sight. It's about realizing that your life right here, right now, is a landscape just ripe for exploration. I want you to really get it. You don't need to change everything around you to feel a profound shift. You simply need to change the way you approach it. And that, my friend, is where your power lies. This is the key to unlocking your inner explorer and transforming not just your boring life, but your entire experience of being alive. Okay, so we talked about the problem, the agitation, and this fantastic empowering solution called adventure mindset. But how do we actually do it? How do we go from just understanding the concept to actually living it? This is where the rubber meets the road, where the map turns into actual footsteps. It's all about taking small, consistent, actionable steps that will over time totally shift your experience of daily life. You don't need to make radical changes overnight. No, it's about weaving these practices in the fabric of our days. Number 1, reframe the everyday. First things first, let's actively change how you see your daily routines. Instead of seeing your commute as a drag, try viewing it as a mini expedition. What can you notice today that you didn't see yesterday? Try a different route, even if it's just one street over. Listen to an entirely new genre of podcast or music. That mundane trip to the grocery store? Think of it as a supplier mission for your home base, a chance to discover a new ingredient or try a product you've always overlooked. Think of your daily routine not as a set of rigid tram lines, but as a meandering path with opportunities to explore interesting side trails. Break down your routine tasks. Ask yourself, why do I do this task this way? Is there a more interesting, engaging, or a slightly different way to tackle it? Could I make a game out of it? That's my favorite. This isn't about being silly, though a little silliness is definitely encouraged. It's about actively engaging your brain instead of letting it slip into autopilot. When we start to see the potential for discovery in the familiar becomes far less boring. You might be amazed at the new sights, sounds, and even people you encounter when you consciously shift your perspective. Number 2, injecting the new and fun. Our brains are wired to get a kick out of novelty. So actively seek out new experiences, no matter how small. This doesn't mean you need to go bungee jumping tomorrow, unless that's your thing. It can be as simple as trying a new type of coffee or tea, or soda, if that's your thing. Order something different for lunch, or better yet, go to a new cafe or restaurant entirely. Pick up a book from a genre you normally not even consider. Learn one new word in a foreign language every day. Sign up for a one-off workshop for something completely random that may have piqued your interest. Maybe pottery, coding, improv, or calligraphy. And here's a big one. Rediscover the power of play. Play is the lubrication for a joyful life, keeping the gears of our mind from grinding. When was the last time you did something just for the fun of it, with no goal or expectation of productivity? Allow yourself to experiment without the pressure of having to be perfect. Doodle, build something with Legos, sing off key, dance in your living room. Playfulness is a direct antidote to the seriousness and rigidity that can make life feel dull. It reawakens creativity and joy. Number 3, stepping beyond the familiar. That comfort zone, y'all. The comfort zone is a lovely place, sure, but nothing truly grows there. Part of having an adventure mindset is consciously choosing to step outside of your comfort zone, even in small ways. This doesn't mean inviting chaos into your life, but rather gently pushing your boundaries like a plant, stretching its roots into new soil to find nourishment. Maybe speak up in a meeting if you usually stay quiet. Join a new club or a group, even if you feel a little bit intimidated. Tackle that task you've been avoiding because it feels challenging. I'm talking to myself right now. When the unexpected happens, a sudden change of plans, a minor setback, try to consciously respond with curiosity rather than immediate frustration. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or, okay, how can I make this interesting? This reframe is powerful. It turns potential stressors into opportunities for resourcefulness and growth. Adventure, by its very nature, involves a degree of unpredictability. Learning to navigate and even appreciate this uncertainty in everyday life builds incredible resilience and self-confidence. Research even shows that having a more adventurous life can fire up the same regions of the brain as getting a reward. Check that out. Number 4, reflect and celebrate growth. Acknowledge your journey. As you start to bring these small adventures and mindset shifts into your life, take some time to reflect on your experiences. What did you learn? How did it make you feel? What surprised you? You can even keep an adventure log or a simple journal, like a captain's log, charting your voyage of discovery. Write down the new things you tried, the moments you stepped out of your comfort zone, and how you grew from them. Celebrating these small wins is super important. When you try a new recipe and it's a total disaster, celebrate the fact that you tried. I do that a lot. When you take a different route and discover a beautiful park, acknowledge that win. Tell somebody. This isn't about grand achievements. It's about recognizing your own courage and curiosity in action. Sharing everyday adventures with a friend can also boost those positive feelings and reinforce your new adventure self-image. You can call yourself an adventurer. This reflection and celebration builds confidence and makes you more likely to keep seeking out new experiences. Number 5, cultivate curiosity and exploration. Become a lifelong learner, y'all. At the heart of every explorer is an insatiable curiosity. It's this compass guiding your journey. Make a conscious effort to cultivate yours. Ask why more often. Seek out new information. Be open to perspectives that challenge your own. Exploration doesn't require a passport. It just requires a curious mind. Explore your local neighborhood as if you were a tourist. That's really cool. Visit that local museum you've always driven past. Read an article or watch documentaries on subjects you know nothing about. Turn your world into a classroom. Every person you meet, every book you read, every new place you visit, even locally, is an opportunity to learn something. This constant state of general inquiry keeps your mind active, engaged, and a million miles from boredom. Embracing a growth mindset, that belief that you can always learn and develop, is absolutely key to a lifelong adventure. Number 6, practice mindfulness, my favorite. Savoring the moment. Often what makes life feel boring is that we are not fully present in it. Our minds are racing ahead to the next thing or dwelling on the past. But mindfulness, the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment, is such a powerful tool for the everyday explorer. It's like turning up the focus on the lens of your life, so all the details become sharp and vibrant. When you're really trying that new coffee, savor the aroma, the taste, the warmth. When you're walking a new path, notice the texture under your feet, the sound of the birds, the way the light falls. Being present helps you fully experience and appreciate the adventure in the moment, however small it may be. It stops experiences from blurring into a mass of just another day. Simple mindfulness practice, like a few deep breaths or a short meditation, can help you anchor yourself in the now, making you more receptive to the subtle wonders around you and less anxious about new experiences. Number 7, y'all, embrace the 5 V's of an adventure mindset. People who really get this adventure mindset often talk about these 5 principles, and you can apply them to any situation, big or small. Explore. Be relentlessly open to new experiences, new ideas, new places, new foods, new people. Just be open. Second E, engage. Don't just be a bystander. Participate fully. Immerse yourself in the experience, even if you feel a flicker of uncertainty. Third E, embrace. Welcome change, novelty, and the unexpected. See them not as disruptions, but as new invitations to something new. Endure. Persist through moments of discomfort or when things don't go as planned. Setbacks are a part of life and a part of real adventures, right? And enjoy. Find joy in the process and trying and the learning, not just in the achieving the outcome. If you're still wondering where to begin, here's something that you could start. As I prepare for my own move to Mauritius, I am constantly sprinkling these kinds of things into my own life. Food. Try one new recipe a week. Or explore a different international cuisine each month. Visit a farmer's market and buy a fruit or a vegetable you've never tried. Have you heard of jackfruit? Now that's some crazy stuff, but some people like it. Movement. Take a different route or walk. Try a different exercise. There are tons of free ones. Learning. Learn to say hello in 5 new languages. Watch a tutorial for a simple magic trick or a new card trick. Social. Strike up a brief conversation with a barista or a cashier. You'd be surprised what you learn. Reach out to an old friend you haven't spoken to in ages. We want to be creative? Write a short poem, even if you think you're not a poet. Take photos of interesting textures or patterns you see on your daily walk. Rearrange your room in your house just for a fresh feel. When you want to shake up your routine, eat breakfast for dinner. Hey, why not? Do your chores in a different order or put on a completely different soundtrack when you do them. These aren't earth-shattering changes, are they? They're small, deliberate choices to interject novelty and engagement into your everyday life, like adding spices to a simple dish to make it extraordinary. And these choices, when they add up over time, are what builds a life that feels adventurous, exciting, and deeply fulfilling. Embracing this adventure mindset isn't about making a life less boring. It's about unlocking a whole cascade of amazing benefits that will boost your overall well-being and personal growth, like opening a treasure chest filled with unexpected riches. When you start to regularly seek out novelty and step outside of your comfort zone, even in small ways, you begin to build incredible personal growth and resilience. Each tiny challenge you face and overcome, each new skill you attempt, strengthens your self-confidence and your ability to adapt to whatever life throws your way. This newfound resourcefulness doesn't just stay in the realm of many adventures. It translates directly into how you handle bigger challenges and uncertainties of everyday life. Y'all, I'm just telling you, the impact on your mental and emotional health can be huge. Adventure, even in small doses, stimulates your brain's reward centers, releasing that happy chemical I told you about, dopamine, which boosts your mood and motivation. You might find yourself experiencing more moments of flow, that wonderful state of being completely absorbed and engaged in the activity, where time just seems to melt away. Like a musician lost in their melody or an artist captivated by their canvas. This is incredibly satisfying and a powerful antidote to feeling of apathy or stagnation. Regularly seeking out new experiences also sparks your creativity and curiosity. Your mind becomes more agile, more open to new ideas. I'm telling you, I just want you to feel it. I hope I'm saying it right for y'all to feel it and get it. And you get better at problem solving from fresh perspectives. This journey of everyday exploration naturally leads to a greater life satisfaction. People who approach life with an adventure mindset consistently report higher levels of fulfillment and happiness. Even when they're navigating tough times, there's a richness, a texture that comes from a life filled with varied experiences. You'll find yourself with more interesting stories to tell, a broader range of interest, and a deeper appreciation for the world around you and your capabilities. It's about moving from a life of just passively consuming to one of actively creating and discovering, like shifting from being a mere spectator in the stadium of life to being an engaged player on the field doing the darn thing. The thrill and the energy of doing new things, seeing new things, or learning something new creates a genuine investment in your own life. You become the hero of your own story and explore charting the fascinating territory of your own life. So the invitation is here, y'all. The path is clear. Don't let another day slip by in that haze of monotony. Your adventure starts now. I challenge you right after you finish watching this to pick one small thing from that everyday example list that I gave you earlier. Or come up with your own and just do it. Just one tiny step. And take a different street on your way home. Listen to a new song from a genre you didn't think you'd like. Or look up a new fascinating fact. And when you do it, I want you to come back here and share it in the comments. What did you try? How did you feel? Let's create a community of everyday explorers, inspiring and cheering each other on. Your small step could be the spark that ignites someone else's journey. And of course, if this message resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more inspiration on living a more vibrant life. And share this video with anyone you know who might be feeling a little stuck in a rut. The truth is, y'all, you don't need to wait for life to happen to you. I'm figuring that out when my retirement got denied. I don't have to wait to go to Mauritius. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or something big, or some big sign from the universe to start living more fully. The power to transform your experience of life is already within you, and your mindset, and your choices, and your willingness to see adventure in the everyday. It's like having a magic key in your pocket all along, just waiting for you to realize that it's there. Unlocking your inner explorer isn't about grand sweeping gestures. It's about small, consistent acts of courage and curiosity that injects novelty and engagement in your current reality. It's about recognizing that your life, with all of its routines and responsibilities, is not a cage, but a vast, explorable landscape. It's about understanding that boredom is often a signal, a little nudge from your brain, urging you to seek new stimuli and grow, like a gentle tap on the shoulder from your own potential. By choosing to reframe the mundane, to seek novelty, to embrace discomfort, to reflect on your own growth, and to cultivate an insatiable curiosity, you are not just making your days more interesting. You are actively building a life that is richer, more resilient, more creative, and more joyful. You are stepping into your power as the architect of your own experience, an artist before a blank canvas with all the colors you need to paint a masterpiece. So go forth, see your world with new eyes, find the extraordinary in the ordinary. Your inner explorer is wide awake now, and your adventure is just beginning. Transform that boring life, not by escaping it, but by exploring it more deeply and curiously than ever before. The world is waiting for you to explore it, starting with the one right outside your door and the even bigger one within you. Your best moments, your most vibrant life is on the other side of that willingness to try it. Go claim it. And remember, y'all, you're never too late, and your peace is never too far. Bye.